of 5 yards, and Brennan ran 3 times for an average of negative 3.5 yards. Because I hate James Conner.
Yeah,
I hate him so much.
Because he played for the Steelers once.
Yeah. That's why.
It's like,
Yeah.
you think that maybe his sins would be forgiven by going to a different team? No.
Nah. He played for the Steelers. To be fair, he played for them last year, so I'll probably forgive him by the end of this season. But for now, he's still a Steelers player in my mind.
The Packers were the team you hated the most.
Okay, so the Packers are the team that I hate in terms of being a Vikings fan and them being my rivals. The Steelers I hate because I think they're the most unclutched team in the universe, and I'm actually just sick and tired of everybody saying that the Steelers are going to win every year, because the Steelers are really good at the beginning of the season. For whatever reason, they just have good coaching or good training camp or whatever. Yeah. And then they run the same predictable zone defense, which at the beginning of the season confuses young quarterbacks and stuff, and so they get a lot of interceptions. And by the end of the season, there is so much film on it that good quarterbacks who are in the playoffs just know exactly where to throw the ball to find openings, and the Steelers refuse to change it, ever. And then the problem with their offense is they have this really old quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, who first of all just has a stupid name, and that's his problem. And then second of all...
he's not Tom Brady.
No, he's not Tom Brady. And he always gets...
That's one of the biggest problems he has, probably.
He always gets injured as of, like, the 11th week of the season. And there are, like, 17 weeks of the season. No, it is. But... doesn't matter if you go 11-0.
Did they sign him for, like, 6 years or something?
They signed him more. Like, he's been signed for a while. Yeah, I don't know. They think he's the answer. They think one of these years, Ben's going to stay healthy, and we're going to win the Super Bowl because he's so great in the first 10 weeks. And I'm like, nah, bro. And so last year was the really funny one where Ricky always thinks the Steelers are going to win. That's his thing. And so this...
It's a lot of people's things.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people's things. It's a lot of analysts' things. And so it's really Ricky's things because he watches a couple of analysts on YouTube and it's like, Gabe, Steelers, man. And I'm like, no. If you had any experience watching football, you'd know that the Steelers will choke. They will find a way. Choke finds a way. Okay, so...
I purely don't like the Steelers because their logo looks like...
Their logo is also kind of ugly. And their jerseys kind of look like bumblebees. And I don't really like bees either. So that probably contributes as well. But yeah, it's just this thing where they're the truth, they're the chosen ones, they're the whatever, it's their season, they're gonna win, and they win like the first 10 games, and so Ricky's always going, oh. So anyways, before last season, I told him, Ricky was like, they're gonna win the Super Bowl game, and I'll bet you like $100 they win the Super Bowl this year. And I was like, I won't even bet you that they don't win the Super Bowl, Ricky. I will bet you that they win a lot of games in the first 11 weeks, and then in week 12 they start a losing streak, and then they limp their way into the playoffs and they lose in the first round. That's what I'll bet you. And then he had me write that down and sign it, and I was like, I want you to keep this so that I can frame it when it happens. Okay?
Did you frame it?
No, he didn't keep it.
Oh.
He conveniently seemed to have lost it when it exactly happened. Okay, because they were 11-0. Not only had they won a lot of games in the first 11 weeks, they had won 11 of 11 games. And then, in week 11, not week 12, not week 13, in week 11, Ben Roethlisberger injures his ankle. Boom. Where'd it go? Anyways, that week they're playing the Bengals, who are a trash team, horrible beyond belief that season, especially after Joe Burrow got hurt. So poor them, Bengals suck. So Ricky texted me, he's like, hey, we didn't realize they'd be playing the Bengals this week. I'll let you defer your bet to next week if you want to. You know, the Steelers don't have to start losing this week. And I was like, I don't even care. Double or nothing. They're losing to the Bengals, Ricky. They have no hope. They're a bad team. They lose to the Bengals. Do you know how many games the Bengals won that season? Out of 16 games? One game! And they beat the 11-0 Steelers! It was so great! And then, the Steelers limped their way into the playoffs because they had won 11 games already, which is pretty much as many as you need to get into the playoffs. And then they lost in the first round of the playoffs because their defense got absolutely shredded. And then I texted Ricky and went, how's it going, man? And he went, I'm not ready to talk about it yet. He's still not ready to talk about it. It's been a year. He's ready to tell me that the Steelers are going to win again next season. I'm ready to laugh over again.
I just believe that Arizona Cardinals statistically should win, which makes me think that they probably won't.